Hey YouTube, what's going on? This is Dan. Alright, in this video we're going to be, looking at one of the most nutritious tree plant in our garden that could actually make a great substitute for the fertilizer that you've been spending money in the stores for. Inflation is at an all-time high, so you want to, you put that money in better use at this time. But this plant is something all of us could grow. It's easy to grow. It's packed with nutrients and minerals, and the plant we're talking about is Moringa, Guys, Moringa is one of the most nutritious plants you probably on the planet. They call it the miracle tree. It's called the miracle tree for a reason. But Moringa is really a extremely nutritious food for people. So just think about it. If it's something extremely nutritious for people, wouldn't it be a great idea for us to actually use this same plant, to feed our garden? Because whatever it has in it, the plant is going to get, and in return, we're going to get it. Been studies showing that Moringa leaf contain a substance that actually increase plant growth, and that in return increase your crop production. So for me, I've been using Moringa for a very long time. Moringa was one of the first trees I planted, when establishing my food forest, was a Moringa and the pigeon peas, And I've been using that Moringa for chop and drop, for a long time. And you see how beautiful my food forest is. It's always green and lush, with no input from outside. Everything is from within the garden, feeds the garden. So you could use Moringa in different ways to actually feed your garden. You could just use it as a chop and drop. You could actually use the leaves, put in some water, let it stay for like 2 weeks, and use like a 5-to-1 ratio. You could use it as a foliar feed at the same time on vegetables, your fruit trees, whatever it is. And you could also leave the Moringa, let it dry, break down in dry. You blend it out in a powder form. Use like a tablespoon of that to water, blend it out in that water. And you could also use that to feed your plants. Imagine this, this is a fact. Moringa have 92 nutrients, which include minerals and vitamins. So just imagine you're feeding your plant another plant that have 92, not 3, not the NPK stuff that the big fertilizer companies push. And you, in return, everything that you feed your garden, or feed your vegetable garden, or feed your tomatoes, the peppers, that's what you're getting back when you eat the food. So with the world with so much illnesses today, and most of the illnesses is caused from food. I'll say that again. Most of the illnesses that we have today is caused from the food we eat. All right, so I'm gonna walk you over to the Moringa tree. For those who don't know what it is, I'll show you what the tree is. I'll show you, everything in the trees is actually edible. The pods, the leaf, and they probably even use the bark for something too. But it's a highly nutritious, tree, and it's something that I think no matter what zone you're in, you're able to grow it in a container. It grows fast. You could start it indoor. It's going to grow fast as you prune it, grow. And it's really a tough tree. It could go through. Sometimes you think that tree is dead, and it's actually just pop right back up. So let's walk over to the tree, and let me just show you guys what it looks like. All right, guys. So this is the Moringa. These are the leaves. And these little leaves you see here, guys, is highly nutritious, both for us as human beings and for your plants, and even for your animals too. Yep. Yeah. And let me show you something else too. And those are the pods. The pods can be used You could cook them, you could wait until they're dry and eat the nuts like how you eat peanuts. So everything about this tree is just so amazing, and I really advise us all to grow this. You could grow it you're hearing all this stuff about fertilizer shortage and all that stuff. Now is the time to try and create that closed loop system. All of us can do it, but you could still just start small. You'll reach there. All right, let me walk over here and show you some the moringa in the water. So I got it covered. So this is moringa broken down in some slush water. Basic water like this, you could throw in. You could dilute it though, like a 5-to-1. So maybe like 1 gallon this juice to like about 5 gallons of water. You could try it that way and just see how your plant react to that. If it needs more, you just add more and see, just play around with it and see what works. So this water is like real stinky too, and the moringa leaves break down real quick. You could actually when you dilute this 5-to-1, you could do a foliar feed, or you could just pour it on your plants. For me, when I have it like this, I just pour it right on my bananas. Yep. And let me show you another way that you could actually use the moringa leaves. Okay, so let me show you another way you could actually use this in your garden. So you could actually pick the moringa leaves, let them dry. You could blend them out, crush them out in any way you want to. Use about a tablespoon, to maybe like 1 gallon of water, blend it out. And then you could use that to also feed your plants. So, this video is really just to just give you the options, the options of where you could actually use stuff that you have in your garden to feed your plants instead of, so, I got some powder here, which, I'll show you. So this powder, I'll just throw this in some water and leave it there for a few days too, and just let it, mix it around. Or you could just, if you want to let it break down faster, you just blend it out in some water, and you have your homemade, fertilizer from one of the most nutritious tree on the planet, which is the moringa. Alright guys, so this video is just really to show you how simple it is to make your own fertilizer or input for your plants, both your vegetables and your fruit trees. Real simple. A tree that grows rapidly could pretty much grow anywhere depending on how you want to grow it, in a greenhouse, or if you live in the lower states, the south, definitely outside, and it grows rapid. As you prune the tree, it grows right back. Within a week, you have new sprouts again. I remember this is also a food source for, people around the world as well. So just imagine you're using a plant that have 92 nutrients and minerals to feed your plant, and in return you're going to be getting all that back in our bodies. All right, so I appreciate everyone that always stop by the video to just comment, and I like building that relationship as usual, communicating back and forth. So I want to Thank you all, and all be blessed with peace, love, happiness, and kindness. One love. See you in the next video.